NBA trade rumors: Jimmy Butler returns to Minnesota, with bad news for Timberwolves. Minnesota Timberwolves. Jimmy Butler. Timberwolves star Jimmy Butler returned to Minnesota this week, but he hasn't backed down from his trade request. If Timberwolves president of basketball operations and head coach Tom Thibodeau is still trying to convince Jimmy Butler to stick around, he's not making a convincing argument. Butler returned to Minnesota this week, but he hasn't backed down from his trade request, according to The Athletic's John Krawczynski. The four-time All-Star told Thibodeau he still wants to be traded, refusing to change his mind 3 weeks after giving the Timberwolves his initial list of teams. More: Butler has about 50 million reasons to want trade right now. The Timberwolves were reportedly close to finalizing a deal with the Heat over the weekend, but after Minnesota pushed for more in the trade, the conversation fell apart, leaving Butler and the Wolves stuck in neutral. With the Wolves' season opener a week away and no resolution in sight, there are teams wondering if Minnesota's front office is actually trying to trade Butler, according to Yahoo Sports' Chris Haynes. Butler, who averaged 22.2 points, 5.3 rebounds and 4.9 assists per game last season, hasn't practiced with the team since training camp began last month, but he has been in contact with some of his teammates. It's unclear when he plans on rejoining the team if a trade isn't completed before the start of the regular season. He is still under contract for 2018-19, so it's not as though he can sit out with zero consequences. The Timberwolves are preparing to start the season with Butler on the roster, according to Krawczynski. Thibodeau and Wolves general manager Scott Layden don't want to force a bad deal just so they can avoid an uncomfortable situation. Owner Glenn Taylor doesn't feel the need to immediately take over as the primary negotiator. Butler isn't willing to consider Minnesota as a viable option, and so the questions about Butler's future continue to hang over the locker room. That's bad news for everyone involved. NBA trade rumors: Jimmy Butler returns to Minnesota, with bad news for Timberwolves. Minnesota Timberwolves. Jimmy Butler. Timberwolves star Jimmy Butler